Hi YouTube friends and family, and thank you again for joining me here on Staying Kingdom Minded. So I just wanted to talk about staying home moms or staying home homemaking women in today's society and the need to save money, and give you guys 15 tips that I strongly feel will really help you to be able to maximize your savings and cut corners where it really matters, so that you can be frugal and so that you can make a little last a long time. So let's dive right in. Okay, so tip number one. The first couple of tips are going to be around grocery shopping, which I know that is an area in which we really need to save money in my household, and an area in which you can just really spend a lot of money. It can really add up if you're not careful. So tip number one is to meal plan. So I'll be making some meal planning videos, as I love meal planning and I just think it's a fantastic way to be organized, to stay on top of your food budget. And so meal plan, never go shopping without a list. So meal plan and never go shop without a list. That's very, very important. You can just get sidetracked and you don't know what's going on. Next thing you know, your cart is full of things. You have spent so much money and you get to the checkout and you're thinking, oh my goodness gracious, I cannot believe I allowed myself to do that again. So never, ever, ever go shopping without a list, and make sure that you plan the meals that you're going to eat either that week or those 2 weeks, however often it is that you shop. Tip number two, never go to the store hungry. I know you've heard that before, but it's very true. You impulse buy, you spend money that you wouldn't normally spend if you just make sure that you have a nice meal or that your belly is completely full when you go to the store. And if you're taking children with you, make sure that they are fed as well, so that they are not asking for even more things than we already know they're going to ask for us for anyways once we get into the store. Number three, use sale ads and coupons if you can get your hands on them, and do price comparison. So I know that Walmart will do price comparison if you can show them an ad where the same product and the same brand is a different price, a lower price at another store. I'm sure there are probably other stores that do price comparison, but Walmart is the only one that I have ever utilized. We can save money in those ways. Be more frugal and allow your household and your home to have more of that money to spend in areas where you really need it or to put into savings. Tip number four, cut your shower time or your bath time back by 5 minutes. Even 5 minutes. If you have multiple people showering or bathing every day, the water consumption that you are using is probably through the roof, as it is in my household. So if you just take each shower and each bath and cut it back by 5 minutes, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it will really help you with your water consumption, and then thereby it will help to decrease that bill. Seems kind of petty, but if you're looking to cut corners wherever you can, then take that tip and try it, because it will help. Tip number five, make your own laundry soap or your own fabric softener, or both. There are tutorial videos on YouTube all over the place on how to make these products, and I really do think that they can save you money if you use the right recipes to make them, and if you use only the allotted amount that you are supposed to use per load. Tip number six, you know you get a bill in the mail and they send you a envelope. Well, tip number six is reuse envelopes that come in the mail. I know that seems petty, and in today's age, we don't really mail tons of things, but I have started setting aside those envelopes into a place in my bill binder, and I'm really stacking up on a lot of envelopes that can be recycled and reused, which thereby is then saving me money. Number seven, reuse birthday gift bags. So I know that that's, once again, maybe you're only spending $1, $2 on your birthday gift bag, but if you have multiple birthday parties that you have to go to, that really adds up. We always save our gift bags and recycle them. Tip number 8, plan ahead. If you're going to be gone all day running errands, especially if you have children, make sure that you throw water into water bottles and put them into a cooler, pack snacks so that you can avoid eating out. Eating out has killed our budget, totally killed our budget. So if you can plan ahead, you will be more of a Proverbs 31 woman. You will be more organized and you will have more money in your pocketbook. Tip number 9, know when things are coming out of your banking account. I have been guilty multiple times of forgetting that something is going to auto debit from my account, and I overdrafted our account and really upset my husband, which was not fun. So be organized, plan, have a budget, and know when things are going to come out of your account so you can prevent those wonderful little $34 overdraft fees that the bank absolutely loves to give you. Tip number 10, pay your tithes. Pay your tithes. I am a strong believer in tithing to the church that you belong to. If you give money to the kingdom of God, you will never, ever outgive God. Never, ever, ever. If you are faithful, the Bible says that if we are faithful in the small things, He will make us ruler over many. So if you want financial freedom, learn how to budget, pay your tithes, be faithful to the house of God, and that tip should have been number 1. These are not in any priority list, but if they were, paying your tithes and your offering would be at the top of that list. Number 11, ask yourself before you make a purchase, big or small, is this a need or a want? Because if it is a want, that takes me to tip number 12. You can start a wish list. I have a wish list on my refrigerator and it's hiding behind a big magnet. And whenever I think of something that I really wish that I had, like recently I wanted a pair of black high heels to go with some of my church outfits. And we just didn't really have the money, but I really wanted them. So I put it on my wish list along with a couple other things that I have on there. And once I did have the money and I was able to make the purchase, I went out and got the shoes. And so I didn't forget that I wanted them or that I felt like I needed them. And I was able to come home and cross it off of my list. And I was so excited. And I have rocked those shoes many a church service. Just saying. So it's like making you aware that there are things that you want, but it's making you also be conscious of the difference between want and need. And then that list also serves as a list of things when it comes up on an anniversary, a birthday, a Christmas gift idea, things like that. When your husband wants to know what you want, you can say, see the refrigerator. And tip number 13, be mindful of the amount of laundry soap, dish liquid, shampoo and conditioner, and toilet paper that you are using. I know that seems really petty, but honestly, if you overuse those things more than is necessary and you're just being frivolous with them just because you have it, the next thing you notice, you will be out of those very important things, and it may be in between paydays. And honestly, sometimes we're living check to check and we weren't frugal and we weren't conserving and we weren't recycling and reusing, and we ran out and we were short, and that's not a very good place to be. So pay attention to the amount of things that you are using. Number 14, find things to do with your children that are free. Some examples of those things are going to the park, going to the library, going window shopping, taking a walk, visiting a friend or a family member, or maybe a church member that's in a nursing home. We have several of those. Packing a cooler and going and having a picnic. That is such a good idea, and you can utilize things that you already have at home, and it's a fun time and the kids really like it. Play board games with the kids, play cards, play tic-tac-toe, hangman, read a book, those kinds of things, instead of going to, say, McDonald's play place and eating fast food and then playing in the play place. You're able to save that money, spend time, make memories with your kids without spending the money. Sometimes it is nice to be able to go out and do things like that. I'm not saying never do those things. I'm just saying to try to be aware of how much money that you are frivolously spending. And tip number 15, reevaluate your bill list. Go over your bills, look at your budget. See if you can cut back on any bills that you have. If your phone bill, you have more data than what you ever use. If you have the absolute highest package on cable, but you find yourself never watching TV. Grocery bills, we talked about that. Netflix, PureFlix, Amazon Prime, gym memberships, clubs. different things that you may be paying a monthly subscription or membership for that you're really not utilizing. Or maybe you can join a family plan on some of those things. Maybe one person can have an account with something and you can share and split the cost. There are ways to save money. There are ways to be more frugal. There are ways to be a better steward of the money that God has given you into your household. Utilize things for food, like food pantries in your community. If you need those things, those services are out there. If you don't know where those things are in your community, I'm certain that you can reach out to Jobs and Family Services Center in your community, and you can get access to that information as well. If you have any other tips and tricks for saving money for homemakers, stay-at-home moms, single independent people living on a budget, living on one income, if you have any tips at all, please feel free to leave those in the comment section below. And once again, I am so thankful that you took the time to spend with me and get to know me a little bit better. Looking forward to making another video for you guys, and I hope that you guys are all being frugal and being a good steward with the money that God has given to your household. Thank you so much for joining us here on Staying Kingdom Minded, and can't wait to make another video for you soon. Have a blessed day, guys.